Hello everybody and welcome to Sam's Doing Stuff. What am I doing today? Well, I'm gonna give you 5 of my best and 5 of my worst ideas for making firewood. You're probably like me and you watch YouTube just like you're doing right now, looking for those ideas where you're just like, yes, I can't believe it, you know? And every once in a while I'll come up with an idea like that. Everybody's system is different, so if this helps you out, wonderful. I hope you'll hit the like button and I hope you hit the subscribe button. We're gonna start off with the worst ideas I've had. We're gonna start off with number 5 on the worst list. So it's the least worst idea that I've had, and that is this Kubota BX tractor. Yeah, does that surprise you? Kind of surprised me too when I was thinking of this list, but this is one thing I would absolutely change if I could go back. It's a great tractor, and I love its capabilities as far as all around small acreage work. It does a great job, but when you're talking firewood and using a machine for firewood, I really would have spent the money towards something bigger. Something that can lift close to 2,000 pounds is your benchmark, because if you're gonna lift an IBC tote full of firewood, it's gonna be anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 pounds. So you gotta have a machine that's gonna do what you need it to do. Number 4 on the list has to be electric chainsaws, these battery-powered electric chainsaws. You know, they're fine for a homeowner that's gotta do a little bit of limbing and cut some small stuff. But if you're gonna do serious firewood work, there really is no place for it. It's not powerful enough, it doesn't last long enough, and it just is so slow compared to a better chainsaw. So no electric chainsaws. Number 3 on the worst ideas is to be a free tree service. I cannot stand the idea of going out and working for free for things that other people get thousands of dollars to do just because I turn it into a usable product. It really rubs me the wrong way, and I used to do it. My dad did it his whole life. He went and cut people's trees down, cleaned up their yards just for the firewood. I mean, he's a better man than me, that's for sure. But I will not. I'll cut down a tree, but I'm gonna get paid for it. Number 2 on the list kind of goes right along with that, and that is don't match other people's prices. Oh, but I can get it from XYZ for $200 a cord. Great, go get it from XYZ. That's not what I charge. You've got to stick to your prices. You've got to stick to your guns. You know, when I was starting out doing this, selling it a little at a time, I kind of was like, yeah, okay, you know, but once you get money invested in equipment and you've got depreciation on the equipment and you're trying to, you know, give the best customer service you possibly can, you got to set your prices where it's comfortable for you. So don't match other people's low prices. And the number 1 worst idea I ever had was to stack the finished product, my finished firewood, on pallets. I would stack them on pallets. I'll try and put some video up of this. And then I would wrap it with, you know, shrink wrap to kind of try and keep it from falling off the pallets, because the Kubota can only lift 500 pounds. So I really had to minimize the amount of lifting, and then it didn't dump off of there very easily. It really was pointless to just stack finished firewood on pallets. Even out in the field, when I would stack it in nice, neat rows, it was just a waste of time because I would have to end up throwing it into the dump trailer anyway. Nobody saw it out there but me, you know? Stacking on pallets, the worst idea. So let's get to the best ideas now. All right, number 5 on the best ideas I've had in firewood is stepping up from something like this, homeowner's farm boss, or maybe a rancher, to a pro level saw. Once you cut with a pro level saw, you'll never go back. Now, I'm not saying you have to go out and get a 500i like I did, but anything pro level is gonna be leaps and bounds better than your typical homeowner chainsaw, gas chainsaw. Get something that's 70 or 80 cc's at least, and you will be amazed at how fast it rips through the wood, and it'll save you time, that's for sure. Number 4 on the list is this dump trailer. I don't care what dump trailer you get, but if you can only get one trailer, get a dump trailer, because you can haul machinery in it, but even more importantly, you can haul materials. you can haul gravel, you can haul all kinds of stuff in it. But for the firewood business, material acquisition, you know, getting your logs. This thing is fantastic for getting loads of logs. I can fit 14 feet in here, which I like to cut into 80-inch pieces. That's 5 16-inch pieces is 80 inches. So 2 80-inch pieces end to end fit perfectly in this dump trailer. And load it up with 10,000 pounds and you're good to go. And piggybacking on the dump trailer and the ideas about the dump trailer, one of the greatest ideas I ever had, and this just is still within the same realms of the dump trailer, is when I put the log splitter into the dump trailer, because it's very easy to stack wood out of a dump trailer. It all comes to you. You just lift it up and it comes down and you just grab it and stack it out of the dump trailer. Well, I don't have an elevator to get it up into the dump trailer, so I put the splitter in the dump trailer, and when I split, I just moved the splitter out of the dump trailer as I went, and I filled the dump trailer with splits without the need of an elevator. So that's another way that dump trailer is a very good idea. Number 3 of very good ideas is to use pallets the right way. So I said stacking your finished firewood on pallets is a bad idea, which I still stand by that. It is a bad idea. Putting rounds up on pallets so you can just grab them and pick them up so you're not bending over is a fantastic idea. Any way you can use a pallet to get things up off the ground so you're not bending over. The ultimate firewood system is a system where everything just flows and you're never picking anything up with your back and hurting your back. You might be moving things from one place to another, but as long as you're not lifting them up off the ground, you're saving yourself a whole lot of pain in the long run. So pallets are free, pallets get things off the ground, pallets are a great idea. Number 2 on the list of good ideas has to be this pallet jack. If you're new to the channel and this is the first video you're watching, go back and watch it, I'll leave a link. This thing has been fully tested and it will lift a full basket or tote of firewood pre-stacked, loaded onto a landscape trailer, go down the road and deliver it to a customer anywhere they want it, pre-stacked firewood. There's nothing more valuable in my opinion as far as firewood service is than the service you give to the customer. And this really enables me to do that at a higher level. And I'll tell you what, because of that, just because of that, that makes this a great idea. It also will lift 2,000 pounds, so it'll help out around the property. I got a pallet full of Quikrete back here, 2,000 pounds of Quikrete, and it'll pick it up and move it. So where the BX lacks, that's where this thing picks up the slack. Now I always say if it saves my back and it saves my time, then it's a great idea. And I'll tell you what, if it's absolutely free, then it's the best idea. And this is number 1, my poor man's log deck. That's right, it cost me $0. It's made out of pallets and repurposed lumber, and it's got a bucking station at the end, and I just load it up with logs. The logs roll down. You know, I have to push them down myself, but it's gravity fed. So I just roll them down, I buck them up into 16-inch rounds, and I move them off to the side. And I tell you what, this to be number 1, saves my back, number 2, saves my time, and number 3, to be free, you just can't do any better. If you don't have a bucking station of some sort, you gotta build one. Even if you had to go buy the lumber, you know, it's not gonna cost you that much. But don't buy pallets. Pallets should be free. If you're not getting them for free, you're doing it wrong. Well, there you have it. From years of banging my head against the proverbial wall to try and come up with ideas, these are the things I would change and these are the things I would keep the same as far as it is right now. Of course, as you go along, procedures change, and I've had to change my procedures based on my location, and I've got these barns. That's made a big difference in my whole operation. You know, it depends on where you are. I like to give ideas that people can try and apply to their own layout. You know, like the poor man's log deck, you could put that anywhere and still make it useful. So I hope you appreciate this. If you're a first-time watcher, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, join in. Sam's always doing a lot. We are really working on trying to get this wood yard top notch because I'm growing my firewood business and I'm trying to turn it from a hobby into a legitimate business, make as much firewood at the highest quality and the best service as I can. So, you know, if that's what interests you, you know what to do. And I will see you next time when I'm doing more stuff.